Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will see classify data using trainable classifiers for data protection and governance. We have already seen how do we classify data using sensitive information types, what are different concepts in data classification when it comes to information protection and governance. Now we are using trainable classifiers. So in some of the companies or organizations, there is some content which has to be protected, but that cannot be detected using the methods used by sensitive information types. If you remember SIT. So data classification using trainable classifiers is useful when content is not easily identified using pattern matching. All the available patterns in SITs or sensitive information types. Trainable classifiers apply the power of AI and machine learning to find data to track, protect, and govern. So you as an admin or a team or a group of admins will train a classifier to identify sensitive content based on what it is rather than the elements in the item. So there are types of classifiers. Okay, there are pre-trained, then there are custom trainable classifiers. So pre-trained, Microsoft provides pre-trained classifiers that are ready to use without training, and then they have a status of ready to use. And there are custom trainables, and if the pre-trained classifiers don't work or don't cover the needs, we can create and train our own classifiers. So the custom trainable classifiers, if I only focus on that for now, we can create and train our own classifiers to look for data unique to the company, such as customer records, human resource data, and contracts. Now, once the one-time setup process is complete, we can begin configuring trainable classifiers. So there are steps as mentioned in the Microsoft documentation. First is seed, where you prepare the sample data and create the trainable classifiers. Then there is test, where you prepare test data, test the predictive model and evaluate the results. Then you have publish. You make the trainable classifier available for use in your compliance solutions. Now, once that is published, the classifier can classify content in locations like SharePoint Online, Exchange, and OneDrive. And the examples of custom trainable classifiers include legal documents, strategic business documents, pricing information, and financial information. So if I have to show you the one-time setup that must be completed before creating any custom trainable classifiers, so there is this scan or a one-time setup is needed, so Microsoft 365 can learn more about the content in the company for which we are trying to set up this trainable classifiers. Per documentation, this process takes 7 to 14 days. And then you can see on Microsoft documentation the messages you receive when there is an attempt to create a custom trainable classifier for the first time. Let me see in my lab if I can show you the places on the portal where you have to go and create this. So you go to compliance portal. compliance.microsoft.com. I'm already logged in. That is why I didn't get the option to enter my credentials. You go to classifiers or click on data classification, you click on overview, you see that no trainable classifier data found. If I click on learn more, well, I don't have the lab configured for this, and I don't have a trial license as well. You need an Office 365 E3 or you need Microsoft 365 E2 or E3 trial or a license in your organization tenant to create a trainable classifiers. But when you create a trainable classifiers, the first step is to seed the data. You prepare the sample data by consisting of known positive samples of the content you want to classify, and then you have to store it at a SharePoint online document, library or a folder. You need at least 50 and as many as 500 samples that strongly represent the type of content you want the trainable classifier to detect. And then in the next step, when you create a trainable classifier, you do it through the portal. You go to data classification, and under this you see trainable classifiers. You click on create trainable classifiers. You give a name, description, and you provide the location of the seed content. And within 24 hours, the trainable classifier processes the seed data and builds a prediction model. It is in progress while it processes the seed data. And when it is done, the status would change to need test items. And you can see the details by choosing the classifier. And then in the next step, you want to test. Then you prepare the test data. To test your predictive model, you select a set of test content items picked by humans. These items should include a mix of strong positives, strong negatives, and less obvious examples that you want the classifier to detect accurately between category related and unrelated items. And after that, when you want to test the predictive model, to start that wizard, you have to choose add items to test and enter the SharePoint online site, library and folder URL for the test content site mentioned in the previous step, right? So then you would add sites to include them, complete the wizard by choosing done. It may take up to another hour for the trainable classifier to process the test files. Then you have to evaluate the predictions. You need to tell the model if it's accurately predicting the relevance of the test content when the trainable classifier is done processing your test data. Right? You have to review the items to make sure that you are helping the model to improve the classifier accuracy. If you are not putting in the correct review, then you are not training your model perfectly. Okay. And then after all it is done, once you have reviewed enough items and you have tested the accuracy, it should reach at least 70%. You can publish and then you can publish the trainable classifier, right? So when you want to publish the trainable classifier, when you are satisfied with the results from the predictive model, once published, your custom trainable classifier is available in selected compliance solutions. The status for a published trainable classifier is ready to use. There is an interactive guide on the Microsoft documentation that I'll present to you in the next video. Alright, wherein I'll show you the step using the Microsoft interactive guide, which is available to you as well. So I should highly recommend you to try that, because everyone doesn't have that lab or the licenses or have the opportunity to work in the organization who have that license or who are planning to deploy DLP or Microsoft Purview information protection, governance, and other products. Okay. So I hope this was informative for all of you guys. If you have any other queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.